So, episode 13, Kiki's Delivery Service. That's not the title. I can't remember the title. I just remember being very happy that this episode's about Kiki, because we have nothing on the
it's
show.
Kikis Pizza Delivery Service.
Hey!
That's the title of the episode. I just realized I don't think there were actually references to Kiki's Delivery Service in this.
Which surprises me, because Rebecca Sugar is clearly a massive anime nerd. So yes. I'd expect, she's got an opportunity for some Ghibli on a golden platter here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that scene at the beach was more Evangelion than anything.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad I wasn't the only one thinking that, yeah. That was a deeply unexpected anime reference.
I think there's a bit of a difference between those two anime. Just a bit.
Ever so slightly. I'm not expecting the primary demographic of Steven Universe to have any idea that there's an Evangelion reference in there, because I feel like showing Evangelion to children is borderline child abuse.
I feel the same way, but for reasons that are less praiseworthy to Evangelion as a series. No one should have to deal with Asuka for that long.
Oh, harsh. But we're not dealing with Asuka, we're dealing with Steven and Kiki, who are both precious little bundles of light.
Yes.
Almost literally in Steven's case.
Yes, actually. So in this episode, Kiki delivers a pizza to Steven. The end. Okay, not really. But, so, what causes him to fall asleep. No, seriously. I'm now intentionally keeping that previous sentence in to make this episode darker than it is. That's what I actually wrote down. Anyway, Steven enters Kiki's dream and helps her defeat some sort of bizarre cheese pizza monster thing. When the next day, when Kiki realizes that was actually Steven in her actual dreams, she gets him to help her in her dreams so that she can actually sleep for once. Eventually, this causes him to be the one who's not getting enough sleep, so they have to get to the bottom of this once and for all. The source of the monster in this dream is some sort of representation of her sister Jenny, who keeps asking Kiki, like she's done lately in the real world, to do her work for her so that she can go to fun places. Steven eventually convinces Kiki to tell no one her dreams, and the monster goes away. She does the same in real life and everything works out okay. And that's that.
Again, all of Beach City is so used to Steven doing weird alien shit, then she finds out, wait, we had the same dream? You were really in my dream? Awesome! Can you help me? Can you come back into my dream more? Like, this is a totally normal thing to ask a child, is can you keep coming into my dream to fight monsters?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is ultimately about Kiki and Jenny and being siblings, but it's so positive and sweet about it.
Yeah,
Like, for all that, at one point, her twin sister is a literal nightmare monster for her. The whole thing is pretty positive about both of them.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I mean, poor Kiki's all upset about having to being the nice one, and feeling pressure to always say yes. The bit where she freaks out, she's like, she doesn't want to let her sister down. Like, I don't have a twin, so I wonder how close those relationships can be, but Kiki's clearly really defining herself in a lot of ways by helping out her sister Jenny, which is sweet, but it's also taken to an extent here that's quite damaging for Kiki. And it's kind of the theme of the whole episode is, it's okay to say no. If people actually care about you, they're okay with you saying no and looking after yourself.
Yes, that's all true. I will say this is a bit awkward for me, because if I can be brutally honest, I'm not sure I got much out of this episode, personally. It's just like, that was fine. It was a fine story, done finely, and I'm not sure I really care, honestly. It's like, okay, that happened. Cool.
Yeah, I like Jenny. Like I said, we haven't seen a huge amount of Kiki up until this point. So, and the first couple minutes of the episode just managed to make her so adorable and just settle directly into my heart, because she's turning up for Steven's self-love pizza evening, which is a fantastic idea.
Yes.
I love that. And she's so nice throughout the whole epised, and oh god, the puns. Do you have no feelings about the endless pizza puns when they're fighting the tree monsters?
God damn it. It's cheddar than nothing. When he said, "We've got to track this back to the sauce," I just wrote, "Stop!"
At one point, I can't remember the pun he used. It's not even a pun. At one point, he's like, the last time they go into the dream, he's like, "Sorry for using the same pun twice. That's not a pun, but I forgive you."
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It was sweet.
Yeah. I actually did like, what was it, pepperonis? That was actually kind of funny.
Pepperonis, yeah. I just wrote that one down and underlined it on its own because that was so fantastic.
Yes.
It is pretty gross when they fly into her cheese head to find out. I mean, it's also not subtle about the fact that we're going. The monster is inside her head.
Yes.
Subtle. And yeah. Well, again, wasn't surprised that it turns out the source of the issue is Jenny constantly asking her to work for her so she can go to concerts and stuff. But yeah, it does make me happy. It doesn't build up into a huge, terrible sibling rivalry. It's just like Jenny's once again like, please, can you do my job so I can go to the concert? And she's like, actually, no, I've been doing a lot of your work recently. Okay. And the next day, Jenny's doing extra work. She's like, yeah, Kiki's done a lot of my work recently, so I kind of owe her. Which just warms my... One of my favourite things in fiction is just positive sibling relationships. Like, get your love triangles and shit out the way. I don't care. Give me siblings who are happy and supportive of each other, and my heart will melt forever.
Like, I really have very little to say about this episode. It's just like, it kind of just came and went.
I just like it because it's about saying no sometimes and looking after yourself doesn't mean you're not still nice or a good sibling or a good friend.
Yeah.
You gotta look after yourself, and and people who really care about you will understand, and it's okay. Because also Steven does it at one point, like after a week or so he tells Kiki that he'd like to keep helping her, but he really can't because he's exhausting himself. And I like to think maybe that's what inspires Kiki to, at the end, finally be willing to go to Jenny. No, I really can't keep working this for you, I'm exhausted. So that's sweet.
It is, I guess.
I mean, this doesn't add anything much to the overall mythology or anything of the show. It's just very sweet.
Maybe it's just me, but I just feel like a lot of the focus on the side characters, it's just like, the series itself has kind of just passed that by at this point, and I'm like, kind of over it.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, I'm trying to figure out why. I think I have an idea.
It might be that season 3 feels a little late to start fleshing out these characters. Yes,
that's part of it, but I think even more than that, the main thing that I keep thinking of that I think did this better, I do like Gravity Falls a bit more than Steven Universe, but when it comes to the more serious side of things, Steven Universe tends to do things better. That being said, one thing that I think Gravity Falls kind of did better, at least in its second season, was getting some of the, maybe not some are like the more important side characters, and like really getting you to invest in them. Whereas like, I feel like this series, like, it tried to do that at points, but a lot of the time it's just like, here's their problems that have absolutely nothing to do with any of the thing you're actually invested in. But we did it, it's okay.
I think Gravity Falls' longer runtime per episode probably helps with that, because it's got more time for extra little character beats within the episode.
Yeah, that too.
To make you care about side characters before they get their own episode.
Yeah, that too.
So there's probably a bit of that. Right now, Steven Universe does seem to be kind of picking 2 or 3 characters and just focusing very tightly on them per episode.
Yeah, and I think beyond that, it's just... I just don't think they've really gone far enough with the side characters compared to what they do with the main characters. It's more just like minor human problems, but not like even the human problems of the gems seem to be bigger than the human problems of the actual humans a lot of the time.
Yeah,
it's just very odd. I don't get it. I just feel like it just feels like they had like, okay, we should do a bit more with these characters, but it's not like, it never feels like a priority or something that is going to really matter. So it's just...
It probably doesn't help that they're so good at developing their central characters that they're just not quite meeting up to that standard with their side characters.
That too. I do think Steven Universe is its own worst enemy sometimes with how good it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's still bloody good at all times and in all ways.
Actually, if they're gonna do Ghibli, this is like watching a lesser Ghibli movie in a way. It's still good, but, compared to what they've done before, just...
Oh, plot Plot, wherefore art thou?
I don't know. And that's that. That is this episode. Oh, and the stuff. And Astro Boy Steven is still awesome. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the elbows coming apart to shoot missiles. That's great.